There's been a lot of talk about Calgary's Green Line project lately, and unfortunately, a lot of misinformation as well. So let's set the record straight. To understand the Green Line, we first need to take a look at the history of the project and how it started and exactly how it is that we got where we're at here today. The Green Line was first introduced in 2015 by Naheed Nenshi when he was the mayor of Calgary. It was promised to be a 46-kilometer line that would run from 160th Ave North all the way to Seaton at the south end of the city and include 29 stations. The project was also supposed to include a tunnel running under the Bow River and through the downtown core. Back then, this mega project was going to cost $4.65 billion. The only issue, the city council back then failed to do any of the proper costing, engineering, or planning before coming up with that $4.65 billion price tag. At best, it was drawn up on a napkin. Now, as you could probably imagine, that's not how competent or responsible organizations build large and complex mega projects like this one. It's impossible to determine how much any project will actually cost if you don't plan, design, and engineer it beforehand. So it didn't take long for the Green Line project to start falling off the rails. Under the previous government in 2017, the Green Line was slashed from the original 46 kilometers and 29 stations to only 23 kilometers and 15 stations. The city also abandoned the entire north side of the Green Line. Now, this alignment was done to make the budget fit inside an overpromised and poorly planned project design. But the shrinking of the Green Line didn't stop there. Even after cutting it by half of the original size, the Green Line project was facing massive cost overruns. Calgary City Council was still finding it impossible to build the project with a $4.65 billion budget. So they cut it down to 18 kilometers, abandoning any stations north of the Bow and only going as far south as Shepherd. But they kept the big, expensive tunnel under downtown, which was responsible for the majority of the costs. Unfortunately, even with these further cost-saving measures, the Green Line could still not be built. And so the city shrunk the Green Line even further and reduced the Green Line scope down to only 10 kilometers and 7 stations, running from Eau Claire to the Linwood-Milliken station in the southeast. So from an original lack of planning, the Green Line shrunk from 46 kilometers and 29 stations that Calgarians were promised almost 10 years ago, down to just 10 kilometers and 7 stations. Now this just goes from bad to worse. The most recent 10-kilometer mini version of the Green Line doesn't serve a lot of Calgarians at all. And the project costs have now, brace yourselves, gone up to $6.2 billion. Now to put that into perspective, that means that taxpayers will be paying $630 million for each kilometer of track. Now, that's just ridiculous. For example, Montreal's REM line only costs around $86 million per kilometer, or 7 times less than this current Green Line. Now, this new alignment would make the Green Line one of the most expensive and least effective LRT projects in North America. And all this taxpayer money, while Calgarians need to build a new water line to ensure this summer's water crisis isn't repeated. And unfortunately, lack of poor water infrastructure has been a decade-long issue, but that's for another day. Now, as your provincial government, we have an obligation to ensure taxpayers' dollars for infrastructure are spent efficiently, responsibly, and in a way that benefits the most amount of Albertans possible. We are not going to throw billions of taxpayer dollars away on a vanity project that fails in every way to address the actual transit needs of Calgarians. This is why we are taking immediate action to fix this nightmare. We will be working with experienced engineers to design a new above-ground Green Line alignment that integrates with the red and blue lines, connects to the future Grand Central Station at Calgary's new Arena Entertainment District, and then stretches south to the community of Shepherd and beyond. We also have big plans for the city of Calgary and for the province when it comes to passenger rail. And we are going to deliver on them in a way that respects the hard work and investment of our taxpayers. This government finished Calgary's ring road on time and on budget, and we're adding lanes to the Deerfoot to help Calgarians spend less time in traffic and more time at home doing the things that they love. We want to improve the quality of life for Calgarians, and we're committed to work with this City Council to deliver a Green Line that actually goes somewhere and that Calgarians can be proud of. Thank you, and we'll see you around.